that is focused. We're going to find out if we got sound. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to do the fun thing right here. Do we have sound? Got to have some sound up. All right. Here we go. Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We hit the live. We got sound. All right. So now I pop this in here like that. Should not be in there. It's, wait, we'll just put it a little bit. Can we pull it that way? There we go. I think that's out. Yep. Is it out of that one? There's an in-between area, I think. That's all right to have the little black packet. It might annoy somebody. I don't know. Would it? I don't know. We're live. We're going to have tonight. All right. I got to do the welcome. Let's do that. Welcome, everybody, to the podcast. Let us know where you're from and what you're sipping on. Also, become a member or leave super chats to get your questions answered. There we go. We're going to start at 8:30, everybody. I will monitor comments. I got that out of there. And I think I got it out of there too. All right, let's just see. I'm looking at that camera angle. It just does not look right. I got a time. We're going at 8:30. We're waiting for Greg to come in. Yeah, I mean, let's see. Let's go with that. Pulls in the 4 branches, pulls in the guests. That should be good. That looks a little bit straighter. I like the downward angle, but all right, now I have to get situated. Here we go. We're doing 4 branches. We will be starting at 8:30 tonight, and we're waiting for the guys to come in. But in the meantime, so we got a couple minutes to cover our sponsors. I'm Tiny, and we are the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, and we are sponsored by Middle West Spirits in Columbus, Ohio. You got to check them out. If you're in the Columbus area, their craft distillery is still open, along with their service bar, fine dining restaurant. Fantastic food, awesome tours, great whiskey. But they built a 72,000 square foot distillery just 2 years now. That's running full out. And on Saturday, CT and I are going to visit the distillery, and we can't wait to get down there. All right, so we will be there. Let's make sure. God darn it, Saturday. Come on. There we go. Saturday, June 27th. We're gonna get there about 11:30, but we should be podcasting 11, right around between 12 and 2. But Middle West Spirits, fantastic. You're going to get an update on that huge distillery because this is fantastic whiskey. What they're doing is right up there with Jim Beam and everybody else. So Middle West Spirits, Columbus, Ohio. Check them out. And if you stop by, just make sure that you say that you heard about it on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Also, they're on the shelf everywhere in Ohio, but in 48 states. This is their cast strength line. They have their cast strength wheat whiskey, their cast strength 4-grain bourbon, wheated 4-grain wheated bourbon, and then also their cast strength pumpernickel rye. So check that out. anywhere you are at. And then also Whiskey Thief Distilling Company in Frankfort, Kentucky. Whiskey Thief is a fantastic experience. They're in Frankfort on their Three Boys Farm where they have their distillery. Fantastic pot distilled whiskey. They've been open, I believe, since 2012. So everything there, they have some fantastic whiskey. But what they do have is 5 barrels. For the price of admission, you get the tour, and then you come up to the 5 barrels. They will thief it right from the barrel into your tasting glass. Then you can pick between any of those 5 barrels. Sometimes there's rye, sometimes there's wheated bourbon, sometimes there's 4-year-old bourbons, 9-year-old, 7-year-olds, all different mash bills, everything. But one thing for sure, if you like it, they let you use the Whiskey Thief and bottle it yourself, thieving right from the barrel, your own bottle, whether it's a 375 or a 750. You'll put a label on it and you'll walk out with a barrel pick. It's a barrel pick all day, every day. And they have their fantastic tasting room up in Louisville in the Nulu area with the same exact experience. They got 5 barrels to choose from up there also. Plus, there they have a full service bar and live music on the weekends. I believe they just had John Coltrane's, I want to say, grandson there play. They have some fantastic music. Everybody gets excited about it. So Whiskey Thief Distilling Company in Frankfurt and Louisville in the Nulu area. Got to check out the great staff and all the great people there. And then our newest sponsor, which is Neely Family Distillery. You've got Royce and Rebecca. They just put in a 3-chamber pot still, which is going to be amazing. So they're coming on right now, and we are going to basically show you everything that they're doing. They've been a friend of the podcast from the beginning. Rebecca Neely has been nothing but fantastic. We see them when we go down to Kentucky Bourbon Festival. We've been doing it for a long, when we did it in 2019 and stopped by. It was an amazing experience, and we love the Neely Family Distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. So it's kind of a thing where we could stop off at Middle West on our way down. Then we could go to Sparta and see Royce and Rebecca and finish up at Whiskey Thief for our sponsors. So fantastic new sponsor. We're going to be working with, I'm going to be working with Bo Cumberland to get the media promotion stuff going, the start. And then please email me the link again. What is going on here? I did not send the Greg Keel. What? Gregg Snyder? That's impossible. All right, here we go. I would never have done that. How do I do this? Okay, I need to schedule. Okay, here we go. Copy link. I did not do. I know that would not have been the link I sent you, Greg. I would not have done that. Mail. Let's go look at the mail. I could go to sent. Let's go to sent. God darn it. Why would that? All right. Rick and Greg. Let's go to reply. Nope. Let's hit that. All right. So I just saw that, which is crazy. That should have worked. Uh-huh. Let's see if that gets them in. I don't see how I would send that. I don't even know how that's possible for me to do that. I copied it off the email, off the text, not off the. Okay. I hope that works. Here, I will send the link to Greg on Facebook too. Let's just do that. No, can I do that? It doesn't allow me to do that, does it? Nope, not on this. All right, let's hope that works. Oh, I know how to send it quicker. Oh, nope, that worked. He obviously got it. Nope, that's Super Nash. Hey, Super Nash. Okay, and then here comes
how's it
Rick.
going, man?
How's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
Good. Rick just joined us also.
All right. Hey, Rick. Welcome.
Hey, guys.
I hope Greg joins us too. I think I sent the email at the same time.
He did. He just Greg just called me, so he should be joining.
Okay. Because as soon as sorry about that. I guess I got Greg's mixed up. Not in reality, but it just there's a lot of links to be sending. How you doing? How you doing, Super Nash?
Hey, doing pretty good, man. Been a long day. I'm trying to get this podcast shared right quick.
Okay. I've got everything shared. It's already on Facebook and YouTube. We're live, and hopefully I sent this. Did you get it off the new email?
I did.
Okay, because I sent that quick. I sent that as quick as I could.
Let's see if I got. Is there enough light? You got enough light here? Do I need to turn on another light? Maybe.
It's good for the background, but you personally are a little dark.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Let me see. Maybe. That might help.
Yeah, that's good. I could see a little better. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Just hold it. Okay, right there.
Yeah. Left, right. I didn't know if I need to open up the blinds a little bit. Let's see. Just wait. We got a few minutes to play with the lighting. It's a little dark in here. That kind of, I think, that opens it up a little bit better.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, looks great.
Okay.
Oh. Maybe his email goes. What I could do, let's see, I can text him it if I have to. Let's see, let's go here. Now I need the keyboard. There, let's see if that works. Here, I texted him. I texted it to him too, so we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Oh. We got a little bit of time because we usually start at 8:30, so we're still early.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get a little more of a pour. Hang on. Yeah, I got a second to do that.
Yes, you do.
I get this shared, then that's what I'm going to do.
I had what kind of which ones do you have, Super Nash?
I have the Continental, which is the 250th anniversary, and then I have the Founders Blend.
Okay.
What do you got? I see that one right there.
I got the Founders Reserve, but this is the Liberty Reserve, which is the 250.
Okay.
When I got it, I didn't have enough time to get you a sample. Plus, you're all over the place. I thought maybe you'd just stop by one day.
Hey, the way they kept delaying me and transferring me on the way back from California, I probably could have came by there, drove by there quicker than I flew back.
I did email it, Greg. You do have the email.
Looks like he's coming in now.
Okay. I texted it to him. I emailed it to him. I was going to Facebook Messenger it to him if I had to. He's coming. Here we go. There you are.
Hey, bud. Hey, brother. What's
Hey,
happening?
man. How you doing, Martin?
Doing awesome. Yeah,
Good.
man.
Yeah. I mean, if you didn't want to invite me, Tony, you should have just told me. Jeez.
Oh, just be.
Yeah. You should have beat around the bush.
When you said that, it's just like, oh my God. I don't know. So I don't know how it happened. But I went back and looked and I'm like, yeah, he's right. There's.
Well, apparently, Rick, you get through. I couldn't for whatever reason.
Well, I emailed it to you and him. Your email probably was just a little slower.
Okay.
Because I sent it and all of a sudden Rick was on at the same time Super Nash came in. All right.
Cool.
Now that everybody's on, I'll get rid of this participant thing. Yeah, there we go. That should help the screen. I'm going to hit start recording on that. We are live. Everything as far as the live goes, the YouTube and the Facebook went really well. A lot of people are looking forward to this.
Okay, awesome.
Including myself.
Are we live now?
Yeah, we've been live. I always will get you live. I get us going live on Facebook and YouTube before anybody comes in because I don't like to have surprises of stuff not working. So if it's not working,
Gotcha.
I figure it out. I go and then now we just started recording, but I'll start recording. It's advertised for 8:30. So that's when a lot of people will jump in. And I've learned over the years that if you can start a little late, but if you start early, they let you know. Yeah. It's like you said 8:30, kind of thing. So that's usually what it is. So there's a nice. I should get the Continental and pour that because what I did with these, with the Liberty and the Founders Reserve, the Liberty Reserve, and if I open them, I put I do this all the time, and then I put the cork back in, shook it up, and then I open them up and let them breathe for about 15-20 minutes. So they're ready to go. There's no anything from travel or anything like that can happen. I always find the neck pour aspect of it. A lot of times when you talk to people like Greg or Alan Bishop or distillers, they don't the neck pour happens mostly in the stuff that gets on the shelf. It like travels and it goes through travel, shakes up, sits, and then it's heated up and whatever. And so sometimes I've had it where you open it and it really doesn't taste good, and you wait a day and all of a sudden it tastes like it should. So I found that process of kind of letting out the air and then shaking up the bottle and then let it breathe for 15-20 minutes really takes care of anything like that if that happens. There's a lot of people who say that's not a thing, but when you try and analyze whiskey for a long time, I find that a lot of times when you let it sit, open it and let it sit for a day, it changes. Mm-hmm. And usually for the better. I don't know.
It's like it's same with it's like wine, right? You let wine sit, you let it breathe, you let it air, you let it kind of do its thing, and it opens up. Same thing.
Yeah. Yes. So what do you got in your glass right now, Greg?
I got some of the Founders Reserve, actually, starting off with that.
Same.
All right. I haven't.
Look forward with the Liberty
I
Reserve.
think that's what I'm looking for too.
You have the Founders Blend, right?
Oh yeah, I got the Founder's Blue.
We got the evolution here.
Yes. I haven't had this, so you guys are right here. And I was reading one of the nice things that came with it was this little pamphlet brochure. Those were pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed. A lot of times it was sweet to the point and where it needed to be and gave you enough insight. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey guys, I want to just real quick. I guess we're getting going, or I can wait 2 minutes till I get fully started till everybody comes in, because I was going to do a toast and a sip to remember tonight, because it's part of the brand, and I wanted to remember before we kick off the 8 souls that lost their life on Torch 11, which was the B-52 bomber that burnt in.
Yeah.
Got a call today from a gentleman who was so that's a test pilot. That is a test squadron. They were testing new equipment for our armed forces, and it burned in. Which that's the first B-52 I've ever heard of just crashing.
Yeah, that is a very solid plane. The statistics on it are amazing when it comes down to that, and I agree with you. It was. We should do a toast. I actually I just found out, I was on Facebook and someone just posted that one of my classmates who had illness for probably the last 10, 12 years passed away. So I'll like to include him.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is part of what Four Branches is about. So, brother, you tell me, Tiny, when we kick it off, we'll start it off with that. I know we're live, but when we get people on.
Yeah, when we should
start now.
It's 8:30. Are you almost ready, Super Nash? Ready for me to start?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, let it roll.
So I'll do our little thing. I'll start it. Well, you'll hear our let's almost do it like the national anthem. I mean, right as soon as we come in, I'll introduce you guys and you do the toast.
Okay.
All right. So it'll be a little brief time that we got to be quiet. And then you'll hear our theme song, and once that's over, that starts the podcast.
Okay.
Guys, and you do the toast.
Scotchy Bourbon Boys, raising hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have
fun. Yeah! Woo! We are here.
All right.
All right. Welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. It's a special 250th birthday celebration podcast. We have Rick Franco from Four Branches, and we have Gregg Snyder, also master blender, Four Branches and everything. And then we have Super Nash. Welcome, everybody.
Welcome.
So,
awesome. Thank you.
Rick, we were talking right before about doing a toast, so let's take a moment and do the toast right before we get started here.
Thanks, Tony. Tiny, absolutely. Hey, tonight I want to, because I had a phone call today, I want to do a toast. We do a sip to remember to the crew, the men and women of Torch 11. Torch 11 was the B-52 bomber that crashed recently and lost 8 American souls as they were testing equipment for our national defense. So this is a sip to remember for them tonight.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And I'd like to do a sip to remember for my classmate, Craig Walton. I knew him fairly well in high school, and he has been sick for many years and found out today he succumbed, and rest in peace, and a sip to him also.
Sip to remember.
Wow,
Right.
that's really good.
Is that the Founders Reserve?
Yes, this is the Founders Reserve, and I would like to thank you, Greg and Rick, for letting me sample this whiskey tonight with the Liberty Reserve, which we're going to celebrate because as we get closer to the 4th of July and our nation's birthday, there's a lot of people coming out with the 250th anniversary bottles and whatnot. And I think afterwards, I'm going to try and amass them and do a blind tasting and see what happens. But it's what I've been seeing in each bottle is the best of each distillery and how much this country means. It's just not a marketing ploy, especially when it comes to bourbon. You guys talk about, the Liberty Reserve and let's talk about the brands right away about, as far as when you were on before, we talked about being in all 4 branches of the military. And I think we were on for the military. What was it? The Army's 250th anniversary? Yeah, that's what that was, right?
Yeah.
Army,
the Army, Navy, and
Army.
Marine Corps last year.
Yep. But this year is the whole country's birthday. And, let's just talk about, what goes into these bottles because, what you guys represent and then knowing Greg and what you're doing, it's kind of it's a special thing.
Absolutely. Well, Greg, I'm going to let you talk about, I'll let you talk about both because you had a major hand in our Founders Reserve, and then I'm really excited, Tiny and Super Nash, for you guys to try the Liberty Reserve. I'm not going to spoil anything with that, but I'll let Greg kind of take the evolution, so to speak.
So yeah, let's talk about the Founders Reserve first. Wasn't that many few weeks ago. Our Founders Reserve actually won a double gold medal at the San Francisco World Spirits Competition, which you guys know is probably one of the most prestigious competitions in the world, and we're very, very proud of that. But as Rick said, it's been an evolution. I got started, I guess, about a year ago, April, and the 4 founders had already come up with several batches of Founders Blend. And of course, at this day and age in the market, it's a lot more economical to go out and find good quality bourbon that you can actually bottle under your brand name. And so that's what they did the first few. They went out and found some pretty good bourbon, put together some blends, initially worked with Steve Nally, who you guys know at Bardstown Bourbon Company. And they put together some great bourbon. When I came along in April, we talked about it. And, it's increasingly difficult to match what you just did by going out and trying to find, good quality bourbon available, no matter what the prices are. And so one of the things we talked about is we need to find a good quality bourbon that has a sustainable inventory to carry us on out in the future. And so we tried several different bourbons and came up with a 4-grain mash bill at Bardstown Bourbon Company. It's 60% corn, 26% rye, 10% wheat, and 4% malted barley. And we all kind of liked it. We had the whole gang together, all the founders. And like you said, we sampled several, but this one came up and hit the sweet spot. So that's kind of the one we decided to go with. It's 96 proof. It's a flagship brand, always was. And so this has kind of become our flagship brand going forward. And again, quite proud of the double gold we received. That's not many bourbons can claim that.
Well, Greg, at 96 points too, which was kind of ironic because we're 96 proof. and we hit 96 out of 100. And you know, I'll throw in. So glad Greg's part of the team, because prior to Greg coming on, doing these batches, right? It was Founders Blend. It's always a batch of taking the barrels. There was a lot of pressure on me, so I tasted every batch before it went out, and we did 5 batches before we kind of evolved into Founders Reserve. So I was really glad to have Greg come in and say, "Hey, let's evolve to the next level." You know, I equate Greg to like the Jedi master of bourbon, and I'm the young Padawan that's been tasting all along to make sure we get it to where it needed to be. And then he took it to the next level.
Well, I would say that you can't get, I mean, a man that you want to lead you in direction to producing quality whiskey that people want to drink. Out of all the people to pick, you know, Greg's at the top of the list.
Yeah, he's definitely got a passion for it.
You made the
So,
right decision.
yeah.
And we attest to that, because we've had a lot of Greg's whiskey throughout the years, and it just, you know, it's everybody has their own palates and everything, and then there's like the understanding of making it that he has, and then you put it in there, and he knows whether or not it's perfect for his palate or not. He understands what good whiskey tastes like and what it needs to taste like. And if you put the right thing in the bottle, and then you have this story that you guys have, and it's not it's not made up, it's real.
No, we live it.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about a proud, you know, the military, and being proud and respect and everything that bourbon, just all the things of bourbon matches what the armed forces, you know, portray. And when you make it with good quality, that's kind of what has to happen with bourbon. You know, you can't take shortcuts, and that is a marriage made perfectly. So I think as you guys go forward and you have Greg's guidance and what he's doing, I really think that the whiskey can only get better.
Yeah.
You know, an important part of the mission as well, and Rick, you can speak to this, is the give back effort. You know, that's again, their story, their mission is something pretty special, and that's what kind of attracted me to want to work with them, and I enjoyed immensely. But tell them a little bit about where we've given back and how much you guys have given back.
That, you know, hey, thanks, Greg. That's a very important part, and I think that's what, you know, we want to make sure that your viewers and really anybody that comes across us realizes that we are more than a bourbon company. We have a bigger mission out there. I think I touched on a little bit last time, but it's like when we start off this toast, or the podcast, guys, that we did a sip to remember, because we don't drink to forget. We sip to remember not only those that aren't here, like the men and women that lost their lives, but we're going to sip to remember, you know, the good times. 2 friends getting together, and there's not a finer product than bourbon to do that, to sit around the kitchen table and do that. And we found, when we started this, because I started it with my co-founders, wanting to give back to the program of, or the department or unit, or whatever phrase you want to use, of the CIA that I was a part of. And started for another Marine, a fallen Marine, a buddy of mine that I recruited. So we always knew we would give back to those organizations that helped us get to where we were, and that were a part of our lives, and that are doing good things for the men and women who serve our country, whether they served in uniform of any kind, right? Whether you're a firefighter, a police officer, a first responder out there on the lines every day, or a soldier, you know, standing the wall and the watch, we knew we would give back. So to Greg's point, and we never saw the impact that it would have. It wasn't part of the plan. We just knew we would do it out of the genuineness of our heart. It was the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do. But we started giving away a lot of our bottles to different organizations. Hey, can I have a bottle for my charity event here, or this event there, an auction off? And in going on 3 years, gentlemen, we have, those bottles have, at auction, have raised close to $700,000.
Wow.
Right.
That's
We have seen bottles, I've been in the rooms where a bottle of Founder's Blend, which is what you have, Super Nash,
mhm.
has auctioned off for $29,000.
Wow, that's amazing.
Right. So
That's
we
great.
are humbled and proud by that. And then we give back 4% of our proceeds to different charities, right? And it's people will say, well, which charity, and my charity or this charity? And we just say it's, we have a few key charities that we give to, but we look at each one and we make the decision, right? And we give what we have. We'd love to give to everybody, but we can't. But we give to the ones that, that have resonated with us. Not that they all don't, but that's kind of where we go with it.
She does what she can do.
Yeah, that is amazing because you guys are starting off and giving away all your bottles. Not that that's a bad thing to raise money for charity, but that's quite honorable, and I agree. So Greg, so when you went to he talked about evolving from Founder's Blend to Founder's Reserve. Talk about what the differences are and which way that it's going.
So, yeah, the Founder's Blend, and again, it's kind of synonymous with the four branches, the four grain. But the Founder's Blend likewise was a four grain, but it was some, rye-based bourbon, and then they would blend it with some wheat-based bourbon. And so that's where you got the four grains. The Founder's Reserve is actually a four-grain mash bill. As I mentioned, it's 60, 26, 10, 4 on the mash bill. And so that's the primary differences of how it's evolved. But again, more importantly, I believe we found a very good, high-quality bourbon that has a big enough inventory to sustain our growth and sales going out in the future.
That's
This blend is still real good.
That's award winning. We won gold and double gold on that out of the chute and we won it at the SIPS award. So that was a consumer based award. That's the everyday person.
Yeah.
And a blind tasting on that one. We're proud of both of them. Incredibly humbled and proud to, have proven that the quality of what we put in the bottle is important and stands out.
That's what counts.
So Kirk, he says, our most valuable citizens are those who serve or served. That includes my son's 2nd Cavalry Military Intelligence, 1st Squad War Eagle Camp Rose Barracks. And he did a super chat for that. So I might as well, I was reading it. And so we might as well honor him also for his time served, correct?
That's right.
Yeah. So, it's funny, Greg, because the San Francisco spirits competition, I've always been aware of it, and I know some of the judges and everything, but the people that I've associated myself with, all the different distilleries that are part of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys have, they win at San Francisco at a level that it seems like that there's a lot of awards given out, okay? Because, but then I realized it's the reason why it seems that way is because I'm associated with the people who make the good whiskey and win the awards. It's not just because they're giving it out to everybody. It's just who we associate ourselves with, and that's just kind of a cool thing.
Typically, if they get a silver medal or less, you won't hear about it. So.
I hear double golds and platinums and this, and I'm just like, it seems like they're just giving out so many. And then I look, and it's just because it's so many to the people we are associated with. So congratulations on the medal it was on the reserve, right? Correct?
Yes. Yes. On the Founder's
That's
Reserve.
just recent, and I mean, and it is what would you say, a confirmation when you enter something like that, and those judges pick that you're going up against the best spirits in the world. I mean, it's one of the top world spirits. You know, there's a couple other ones that, you know, outside of the country, but the judges at San Francisco are all quality. You know that they're in the industry, they're palates, or they're full-time judges. I mean, it's a quality, you know, judging competition. There's no doubt about it. Anyways, all right. So that brings us to the next part of this is let's talk about how this came about, the Liberty Reserve.
Okay, Rick, you want to talk a little bit about the premise behind it, and then I can talk about the product itself? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. So, it's to us, the Liberty Reserve, first of all, 250 years of our country only comes once in a lifetime, right? We just happen to be in it right now. So it is a significant milestone that we're approaching. And we knew we wanted to do something to honor the country. And that's why when you look at it, if you look at the packaging, we have the Liberty Bell on there. And then the 4 is kind of superimposed over the Declaration of Independence.
Let's see if I can get that.
And then we produced, it's tough to see it, but we produced only 1,776 bottles. So we were founded in 1776. Our military was founded in 1775. So we said, let's just do numbered bottles. And it's kind of, we have no idea where bottle 1776 is. It's out in the wild right now. So
that'd be
we'll
amazing.
probably something pretty interesting for whoever claims that bottle and sends a picture in of it. The bottles you may have are taster bottles.
I'm just looking. Okay.
Like there's not a number here. So, but we produced those numbered bottles we put in the market, right? So we did some on DTC, direct to consumer, and then the rest are in our 7 traditional markets, from DC and Maryland, Virginia, out to Arizona. So then we hit Florida and Kentucky and Tennessee. Greg, I think it'd be neat to talk about the evolution from last year to this year and how that plays a part in it. But this is why we came out with our Liberty Reserve. It is our one time a year. We do 1 bottle a year as far as a special offering. And this is it. And I can tell you, gentlemen, Greg has produced incredible bourbon, but for me, this is the finest bourbon I've ever had. And it may be the most unique. I don't think there's another one out there like that, Greg. What we did.
Maybe not. It's very rare if so. But to Rick's point, last year, as we mentioned earlier, we decided to bottle a tribute to the 250th anniversary of the Army, Navy, Air Force. Excuse me, Army, Navy, and Marines. Air Force came a lot later. But back then it was called the Continental Army, the Continental Navy, Continental Marines. So that's why we came out with Continental. For that product, we used 9-year-old Kentucky straight bourbon. Mash bill was 75 corn, 13 rye, 12% malted barley. It's fantastic. It did well received in the marketplace. And so this year, again, we want to do something special. So luckily, we still had some of that bourbon in inventory. Now, that 9-year-old is now 10-year-old. Okay. And so we had enough left that I was able to take it. I took some 6.5-year-old of our 4 grain, the 60, 26, 10, 4 mash bill, 6.5 years old. And so the Liberty Reserve is actually about 70% of the 10-year-old bourbon, Kentucky straight bourbon, and about 30% of the 6.5-year-old 4 grain. So it's truly a 4 grain bourbon. It's at 100 proof. Now, to make it even more special, after I combined it, blended it together, I bought some new barrels. And I didn't toast them, I didn't char them. I just gave them a good, deep, medium plus toast. I didn't want to charcoal filter the great bourbon flavor that was already in there. What I wanted to do was extract more caramel, more vanilla, more oak lactones to enhance the flavors. And so we did that. We filled 8 barrels and put it in top floors of the warehouse. And I would check it every month. And after 6 months, I said, boom, that's spot on. That's exactly what we're trying to accomplish. And so again, it's 100 proof, it's double oak. It's a combination of 10, 6.5-year-old 4-grain. It's spectacular. And I've told people, on Facebook, and a lot of friends, Wisco, I told them, to me, I've tasted a lot of bourbon in my 48 plus years in this business. And it's definitely in my top 10. It's definitely in my top 10. And I know several guys up at the Wisco group up in Wisconsin have already latched on a few bottles. So if you have the opportunity, I highly recommend it.
And like Greg said, we'd be searching for it, but like Greg said, we think it's kind of fitting to the story, just a natural progression, right? 1775, our armed forces were formed to form our country in 1776. So in order to form the Liberty Reserve, we used that leftover Continental, right? So it's basically the armed forces helped us form the country. That liquid helped us become Liberty Reserve. That kind of just natural progression of it. We think that's kind of really cool to the story of it.
Yeah, it is.
The nose, you're right. The nose is unique. I'm just smelling that. And there's like a caramel, like a honey. There's, I want to say, like almost a graham cracker aspect to it. Like a spiked graham cracker. Let's taste it here. I'm excited.
I want to see the reaction.
That's 100 proof.
Yeah.
Wow. That is
You think, Tiny?
Greg is right. It's balanced. It has a much bigger body than 100 proof. The body is complete. I mean, it goes everywhere. But then there's an easiness to it that as it hits the back of your throat, it just doesn't get super hot with explosion. It just kind of it's kind of like sitting by a fire, a gas fire, not a roaring, back porch bonfire. It's more like your gas fire, like at, but yeah, that picks up. I see why you like this, Greg.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, your brain goes through a bunch of different, it's almost like and even the char aspect of it, there's a little bit of a char. The toasted aspect adds, I get where you can definitely tell how the toasted barrel helped it. As we were talking in the last podcast at the end, Greg, when I was probably a little bit gone telling you we were going to do a brand, which, whatever. I went back and looked at that and I'm like, no more mixed drinks for me. So, anyways, I would say that, definitely what's happening here, it picks up, there is a classic older bourbon taste, like how whiskey was in a different time period, but then there's a sweetness to it that really kind of, the complexity is really super nice because so much stuff is happening, but it's balanced, right? Wouldn't you say that's where this comes through, is that it's so well balanced?
Yeah, I take it as a compliment, as far as older style. Again, I've been doing this a long time and worked with a lot of great ones, and hopefully I've learned a little bit from them. But you're right. It's, to me, that's a classic bourbon. It's got all those great caramel, vanilla flavors, oak lactone. But then you get into some of the nuances of the, like you said, maybe a little bit of char, a little bit of sweetness, but the balance of the 4-grain and the balance of the ages as well, I think complement each other. on the finish, where you do pick up some of the sweeter notes.
So this is the whiskey a little bit older that was used for the Continental, is what we're saying, and
Yes,
then you double barreled it in a toasted barrel.
right. So it's 70% of that same whiskey that we used in the Continental. 30% of the 6.5-year-old 4-grain that's in the reserve, the Founders Reserve.
It's like if you want to show somebody how you can change bourbon. That's a night and day combination of difference. You know what I mean? This is existing on a whole different level. The 4-grain is coming through. There's an aspect to the grain that's there. You know what I mean? You actually can get that flavor in there, but it's sweet and mature. It's a lot of times when you get a 4-grain bourbon and it's a little bit younger, you really taste it because the barrel influence hasn't taken out those grain flavors, right? And now, but there's some there, but it's mature. And then it's sweet. And then I agree. There's I think that this one is more, I want to say, this pulls toffee. This is pulling a lot of toffee. It's not as much, it's caramels there. I mean, it's just, like I said, it's balanced and there's a lot of stuff happening that each sip produces another flavor that you're picking out.
Agree with you. Absolutely agree. I'm getting the caramel on the nose, but you're right. When it hits the lips, it's just more of a toffee note.
I agree. The caramels there.
What I've enjoyed saying with it is people say exactly that. It's delicious. They smile and they're like, damn, that's smooth and good. You guys killed it. So that's the layman terms of me coming out. No technicality, but I've sent a couple of my buddies in Virginia that I went to school with. They bought their bottles and my phone lit up with text messages like, are you kidding me? This is amazing. So,
well, one of the highlight moments here of recent, I was with the founders of 4 Branches. We were at Bardstown Bourbon Company, and 4 Branches actually won an award. It was what was it? It was a Fox Business News, Rick, and it was a small business.
it was
American business.
Yeah, our best made in America business 250, and we were in the top 3. They didn't have a first, second, or third. They just had 3 tops. And we were in the top 3.
So we were there actually doing a filming episode with Fox Business News. They had all the cameras there and of course they were focusing on the founders and about the company and so forth. But one of the things we did is we actually popped the bung on one of the barrels of this Liberty Reserve. And all 4 founders and I actually thieved it and got to taste it right out of the barrel for the first time. And I mean, it was something spectacular.
Well, you got a game plan going forward, that's for sure, as far as toasted barrels. But you did this on Fox Business. Did they shoot it? Has it aired?
Mm-hmm. Last night it aired. So you can go back and watch the episodes on Fox News Nation.
If it was on Fox Business, I might be able to go back because I might be able to go back and get an episode because I'll see. I'll check it out.
Yeah, I did this morning because I missed the episode last night. But it aired twice. It aired on News Nation and then on Fox Business. And I went through it last night or this morning. I went through it and I typed in 4 Branches. So if you go to Fox Business News, type in 4 Branches, the episode will pop up.
All right,
great job.
I will do that. And then all I can say is if you're on Fox Business News, prepare to sell out.
Yeah.
I mean, you go into Fox, anything, if they're going to, I mean, it's just like, it's the power of the people watching and what your brand is. You just, when you think about it, that's not something that's a no-brainer for anybody who loves the military and drinks bourbon. They're going to want to try it. I don't know if you
Yeah.
saw sales go up on your website, but I can only
We saw a little spike. You know, the biggest thing, you're right, the power of the people and getting the message out there is the biggest thing. When we did the Today Show for Veterans Day in 2024, guys,
Mhm.
that was like jumping on a bottle rocket and hold on.
Yeah.
Because when they lit it, we exploded. And it was,
That's awesome.
it was fantastic. I mean, it was big numbers within the first hour
Well,
online.
honestly, you're putting good stuff, you're putting great stuff in the bottle, and then you have the power of your lives, that what you guys did and how you served and how you respect the military, and what's going on now. I mean, if and then there's so much that is at your disposal when you're telling me you're doing the Today Show, on a military holiday, and then you're telling me you're doing Fox Business News coming up, leading up into 4th of July. You've got a aspect open to you that every bourbon brand doesn't have. That military tie. A lot of the brands, all the brands of bourbon will show and pay tribute to the military. There's no doubt about it. Everybody, the 250th for the birthday of the Army. There was so many different brands that did that. But you guys, being who you are, the marketing availability to you that isn't available to everybody because you're direct. It's a direct connection. Plus, you're giving money to charity off of this. It's a win-win.
We're really tiny. We're really blessed with that, and hopefully there's some people listening out there, because we do need help. We're a small craft brand and we need a little bit of help to come on in and kind of give us a little more wind in our sails. But
We got it shared to a lot of veterans groups that I belong to tonight, whiskey and cigar groups. Hopefully it'll pick up.
yeah, we appreciate it. I mean,
We'll spread the word.
and our community is pretty loyal. It's not just a veteran, military, and first responder community, guys. It's a patriotic American community, and
Yes.
that's you love the country, you support the country, our American values. You support this brand. This brand is your brand.
I would say 95% people who drink bourbon are patriotic. I mean, there might be a few that aren't, but it's so far so far and few in between. It's funny to me how patriotic their customers are for some of the places, but then they themselves exist in a different realm that is not how their consumers are. And it's just very unique, but that's, you don't have to worry about that here. We all know what you're standing for. We all know what everybody does. Everybody in the military, you got to do hats off, just like when we were doing the sips to remember tonight. Just because, it's like any other profession. If you're not actively engaging in combat, that doesn't mean it's still not something where something can go wrong because of what you guys deal with. And people don't sometimes realize that, there's it's and the seriousness of everything that goes on within the military has it has to be that way, and it always has been that way. And that's something that there's a lot of respect, but that's mostly bourbon. I don't know too many people that I've come across that they don't have the same respect myself and what I have the respect for Martin's service that he gave, and the respect of what you do. And we all, most bourbon people understand what a commitment that's made. It's just not, you go into it, you sign up, but there's times where you're asked, throughout history, people have been asked to lay down their lives, and most people in the bourbon industry understand that, and they respect everyone leading up to this. you know, and it's just like if people that sometimes you see people who don't, and it kind of is a little bit upsetting because what we have is unique to anything else. The reason why we have it is because of the four branches.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Four branches, and now we got, two more, six, but it's because of how we started. You're 100% right. And, you know, in that profession, and it's the same, I'm sure, with both in the firefighter and especially the law enforcement, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when that day comes.
Yeah.
And that is a seriousness that you alluded to. You're in it long enough, there will be a win, not an if. And so that is never, obviously because I've been in and done it, it's never far from my mind. Right. And now, I'm quote the old guy, I'm out, but those young men and women still out there, they're standing on the wall. And it happens every day. Probably what most of the American public may or may not really realize is we have people out there in places that are dark and scary every single day of the year. Right? People are laying it out every single day of the year. Just because it's not on the news or it doesn't hit the wire or this or that doesn't mean it's not happening. And, for me, my salute to them is, hey, they're out there, they're doing the deed, they're doing the job. So I remember that, and I'm thankful that we can sit here and pour good bourbon and have great discussions and be, thankful for our country and the birthday that we're getting and the freedoms that we have.
Oh, well,
You know?
I think the World Cup, in my opinion, the whole world is coming here, and you see what they see, and people don't realize that what we have is so special. And sometimes you wonder why we would ever want to break it down and change it. We don't. I mean, that's just something that we got to make sure all along. But there's certain aspects and things, but overall, there's nothing. History is laid down in different time periods, and and the military's been there all along. And as we keep going forward, it needs to be there also. But how people behave and everything as we go through history, it's just, I just hope we always keep the people who are in that's why I'm in bourbon, is because I'm around people like yourselves. I'm around Martin, CT, whatever. These are the people I want to be around. People who understand what we have, what was sacrificed, and then doesn't make it in vain. They enjoy what their freedoms are, and they enjoy life for what it needs to be. And that's just kind of what this is about. And that's what's coming up. I mean, that anybody who doesn't celebrate this 250th, I feel sorry for them, because I mean,
Absolutely.
the greatest country in the world, there's no doubt by far. And you see all these soccer people coming over, and they can't believe it. I mean, they're all trying to take ranch dressing home.
I love saying all that. I mean, look, it's just like any human being. No country is perfect, and no human being is perfect. And we're not perfect as a country. But having traveled to a lot of countries, been in a lot of places, I'm telling you, we are the best country in the world. We have the one thing that most countries don't have, and that's opportunity. Right? Doesn't mean you get it. It's never guaranteed, but we have it. And you're 100% right. I mean, just the fact to sit down, do this tonight, share stories, which is why for me bourbon was created. It's why I chose bourbon when you guys know the backstory from our last podcast, why I chose to go with bourbon, because it just fit. It's natural. No disrespect to other spirits, but I couldn't have sit down around the campfire or the kitchen table and broke out a bottle of gin or a bottle of vodka and said, hey, let's sit down and drink this neat and tell sea stories.
No,
It wasn't going to happen. Right?
I mean,
it wasn't so like I said, no disrespect, they have their place.
Yeah.
But it's fitting that bourbon is truly the native spirit of America, right? and it
Right.
just ties into everything we're talking about. It's older than our armed forces, and it's been a integral part of our military since the formation of it, and it's carried on through. It's a vein that just runs through to today, and so it's part of our culture. It's part of our fabric of our country.
I mean, the prohibition would have been much earlier if there wasn't the Civil War. I mean, the Civil
Yeah,
War
you're probably
like
right.
set them back so far because all of a sudden they're all fighting and they're just like, I mean, you read about what Lincoln did as far as sending whiskey and generals. What was it? He asked the question, what whiskey is that general giving to his men? And then he wanted to give it to all the other people because it was working so well. Anyways, yeah, I mean, there's so much history involved with, and every single war, the only tax there ever was up until 1916 was on whiskey. I mean, that's it. That was the only tax we paid for the Revolutionary War. We paid for the Civil War. We paid for the War of the War of 1812, all paid for by alcohol tax, which was whiskey at the time, and somehow people don't understand how much we're getting taxed these days. I mean, and they still, it's funny because they thought, well, we can start taxing income and property, and then we can get rid of alcohol, and then we go into Great Depression, and then they bring it back. And now they have all the other taxes, plus they tax alcohol. And when you think about how much this country consumes on a daily basis, it's just like the money is that they bring in off of that in this country. You can say that our country was made on whiskey. There's no, they don't teach you that when you're in grade school.
No, they don't. But
it's a fact.
It's a fact. A great point to it. 100%. It's and so you guys see, we're seeing in the industry, and Greg, you speak to it. I think people are drinking less. We know that, but I think they're drinking more with intention and quality. Especially within the spirits industry, the bourbon. I can't speak to wine. I can't speak to beer or anything else, but within our community,
Ohio's not slowing up. We're not. I mean,
good.
They had two.
You guys were number 4.
We had
2 years ago.
We had 2 Buffalo Trace events, one in Cincinnati and then one in Cleveland for 500 bottles on a raffle. And in Cincinnati, 1,500 people show up, and in Cleveland, 2,000 people show up to a liquor store to buy 5. I mean, it's not. There's no way. I'm just sitting there looking at the crowds. I'm like, I was going to go up, but once Ann told me what was going on, I'm like, I have no chance. I never win anything anyways. But to go there, and both Matt and Steve that were up there, Greg knows Matt, they got nothing. So that's how strong it is that they want to do a raffle kind of lottery thing from a couple liquor stores where you'd think maybe 200-300 people would get. No, it's 2,000 people show up. It's crazy. So yes, when it comes to, I think when you're talking these type of bottles, the bottles that win the spirit, the San Francisco Spirits, all the awards and everything, these bottles are sought after, and anybody who's smaller and either a craft distiller or blenders or whatever, and they're not a big guy trying to sell mass volume. The slow up is definitely in the mass volume. I mean, that's where the slow up is. I don't see it, especially in Ohio. I do not see a slow up for allocated or these type of bottles. People have paid. I mean, they had one bottle of just Eagle Rare 25 for $10,000, and it's sold. I mean, it's nuts. I mean, what sold? I mean, there was, I was looking at, what sold, and I'm just like, this is crazy. It's not, that part is not slowing up. So it's good to know.
Well, good.
And you guys are in a
Well,
really good thing. And as you said, Ohio was 4 and faster. Now you guys are not quite in Ohio yet, correct?
only online.
Okay.
Only online. We are working. I mean, we are. It goes back to the wind in our sails, right? Because the industry, from the big boys to even us, it's been hard and it's slowing down. Though I think we have a lot of, I'll call it micro momentum. I think Greg, you would agree with that. I mean, Fox News winning the best small business in America 250 award. So we have a lot of these great different, things. I mean, um, I forget how many books people have put us in. So that's another great honor. We've been in like 14 books, guys. That's crazy. 14
Wow, that's
major
awesome.
novels by major action writers, right? Jack Carr just put us in his latest novel. That's kind of cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So you get these things, but it's still, we're working on expanding our traditional footprint.
What's really cool is he put you in his novel. Hopefully it becomes a movie eventually. And in like 75 years, people are like 4 branches. It just that's the cool part of it.
So I'm gonna give your audience a little Easter egg. In October, the next one of the number one streaming series that hit the net on Netflix was Terminal List. You guys ever see that one?
No.
With Chris Pratt?
No, but I should.
Watch it. So it was like the number one streaming show for Netflix when it came out. They're doing the second series. So be on the lookout for something very special in that series.
Well, I mean, your marketing of this is impressing me. I mean, and I see a lot of people and how they do their marketing, and it's like you're doing a great job. I mean, that's how you get it. You can call it micro, but this is something that you're taking advantage of that is 100% that can roll a brand, just start the ball rolling. There's no doubt about it. People want it. The first part of any brand, as Greg knows, you got to get good whiskey in the bottle. But then what happens after you have the good whiskey in the bottle is very, very important. And, you could put the best whiskey that was ever made into a bottle, but if you don't get it out there properly, nobody's going to drink it, And it's like when they make a choice on a shelf or whatever, you guys have to be out there yourself personally, as you are, and Greg and whatever. And you get into Ohio and the 4 branches tour. I'm in.
We'll hold you to it.
To that point, I mean, Rick keeps talking about winning the sales, and that's exactly what we need to know. We've got founders are awesome. Got a great story, a great mission, and a great quality product. And we're only in 7 markets. Okay, you gotta have the capital backing to really expand. I'd love to be in Ohio because I know how valuable the Ohio market is. Wisconsin the same way. New Hampshire the same way. There's so many markets out there that would love to have this brand. You mentioned Ann Demick. Ann has mentioned to me a couple of times. She'd love to get it to Ohio. She's on the liquor commission in Ohio.
Yep.
And it's just a matter we've got to get the capital backing to make all that happen. So hopefully with a little luck and little persistence, we'll get there.
Well, you're working the right channels. I mean, Fox Business, get that out there to the business people. They see it, and let them know. That's also the key. What they're going into, and I understand, as you were saying, it's probably not as evil. It's probably not as easy to get the capital backing as it was maybe 5 years ago.
100% correct.
But
100% correct.
But with that said, once you prove to the people that you're doing the right things and you 100% are doing the right things, the capital backing is there, right? I mean, it's there to be, but it's a process, and Greg's explaining, wind in the sails, and then you gotta kind of you don't want to overdo it, because overdoing it leads to, we see what some people who overdid it, but most of the time, what I've seen when people overdo it, they don't have quite the same quality juice that's going in the bottle that you've got. And you're doing all the right things, and we're excited for this brand, even more so than we were last year. And you got some questions there, Super Nash?
I think you're pretty much covering everything, so far. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm hearing.
Okay.
Good.
I'm gonna get you samples of this one for sure.
Yeah,
You
want
will
that.
you'll
I can't-
enjoy
yeah,
this
I can't
one.
wait to taste it. Yeah.
As far
I'm
as
sure I will.
I'll get them off of both of them. I'll send them down to you. I got a bunch of stuff to send you, and then maybe when we're in like later July, we'll do a 250th anniversary blind tasting with all the. I'll get you though. We'll just do that.
That'll work.
I don't know if I'll know what this is, Greg. I mean,
That will stand out.
it is definitely distinctive. I mean, it's not the normal. It's not everything that you've, they're now the car, as any time that you've had a couple pours in your Glen, you start to really pick up the caramel now. I'm picking up that caramel. So it's fantastic. So where are we going next?
Good job.
After we celebrate this big holiday, and what's the direction? What's the next direction that Four Branches is gonna go?
Well, I think it's, a side note to that, you said after the 4th, September, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, we are going to be at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival this year?
100%. Yes, sir.
Okay, so, we don't have a Kentucky DSP license. And so, of course, we partner with Bardstown Bourbon Company, which is owned by Lofted Spirits. And Lofted Spirits will have a booth there. And so we'll dovetail with them through their booth and have product available for sale at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival this year. So hopefully we'll see you guys there as well. I'm
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, you'll
They've been gracious enough to
Well,
invite us.
you most definitely will.
We'll have our work cut out, Greg. They gave me the case count. I think we can get it done in 2 days.
Awesome.
I will.
Right.
Awesome.
I will say, I know that Greg signs bottles really, really well, and just all I'm gonna say is, in your tent, just make sure that you give him a fan, because he can't be sweating.
That's right. Well, Greg, I'm gonna ask him for more, because look, if it's anything, I mean, when I went to Fort Knox with Nick last year, I did double digits by myself. So with you and me there, I don't want to sell out.
Well, that's the key. I mean, I know they limited us, I think we're there 2 days, if I'm not mistaken. And each day we could sell one of our products, not the whole range, is what I understood. And so hopefully the first day we can sell maybe the Founders Reserve, the second day, maybe the Founders Blend or whatever we've got. Continental or whatever. But you don't want to run out. You want to make sure they've got more than enough on stock. We can put it back in if we have to. We just, we tax pay it when you take it out, and we'll have a tax paid area they can hold it in. So,
yeah. So, so we got that coming in September, and then we get into, that October, November, December timeframe. So our goal during that period is we're really continued to get our name out there. And then the bigger, I guess, strategic picture of where Four Branches goes next is get to 2027 and be able to expand our footprint, right? We've kind of taken the beach at Normandy, so to speak, but now we need to push in. We need to push in a little further and go in line, and that is the goal for 2027. Always be on the lookout, because we will always do a special LTO every year, limited time offering. For this year, it's the Liberty Reserve. I think Greg and I, and the rest of the team, we're going to circle up, and we've got some ideas moving forward for the next one that could be really cool, really fun. And I think we have some great possibilities and options. And
I'll just throw this out. I mean, I think you should. It's Four Branches. Some of the specialties that you put out should highlight each individual branch. so that people collect one bottle for all four. Yeah, okay. I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah, obviously you probably thought of that. So, anyways,
You know, and that's the beauty of Four Grains.
Yeah.
oh,
Right.
and also I will tell you that at one point you got to put the American flag on there. Just boom, the American flag edition. I mean, you have so much. You can make.
So many possibilities.
You could make a tank.
Yeah.
You could make a
Yeah,
tank
that's right.
version.
It's right
You could
here.
make a B-50. You could make a fighter plane version. I mean, man.
It's endless. It's
I mean,
endless.
just wait. I mean, think about this. Jet fuel uses distilled spirits to make jet fuel, and then you've got and somehow you tie that together. F6.
Well,
I mean, I'm in for the F16 bottle. F16 bottle.
Anybody that's
Oh,
listening
my
out
God.
there, our goal, the ultimate coup, and I want to be the first one, is we want to be the first company to put a barrel in space, and I will dedicate that to the Space Force.
There you go.
Oh, now we're talking. Wait. We just need to start talking to Elon. He'll put a barrel in.
We'll call it. Look, we already got the name. We'll call it Space Juice.
Has anybody?
Space Juice.
Well, here's one. I know that's not. This is just for fun. But has anybody ever been drunk in space? Have they tried to see what alcohol does to somebody in space? I mean,
I'm willing to bet the answer is no.
so in other words, they don't want to even do the experiment to see what the difference is drinking in zero gravity. Does it? That would be interesting.
No, I said, hey, you know what? For scientific purposes, they should take a couple of bottles of Four Branches up to space.
Yes,
There you go.
absolutely.
In the name of research and science, put a couple of founders.
Wait.
in space.
All you got to do is we got to contact Elon and tell him he has to take the SpaceX release up into space.
That's right. Yeah.
There you go. I mean, it's endless, right?
Yeah.
So
there are. Yeah, it truly is endless.
all right, everybody. It's like we're headed towards the 4th. We just keep getting. I'm glad we were able to get this one in. CT says he had, and when I booked this, he had a previous engagement. He is just everywhere. Whether it's a bourbon event or all the graduation events or whatever. I mean, the man is busy and has been doing a lot of good things for the podcast. So. I want to, throw it out there for him. We're sad. He was sad he was going to miss it tonight because he couldn't change.
He's been doing some charity work too
Oh,
himself. So yeah, he's really been busy. He is.
Sarah Evans, I believe you know her, Greg. She was on the bus tour last year. She says, drinking in space would be a great experiment, says the scientist. Okay. So, all right. So let's finish this up. We'll do so give us the lowdown on the website and everything, and so how people can connect and get what they need to get to be able to purchase what you have through you, and just give us the whole that part of the marketing. And then we'll finish up. And if you guys want to stick around for a few minutes, I don't know, because there's a couple people that have probably come on and want to ask some questions. Just and as Rick, I want you to know, anytime you gotta go, just say, I gotta go, guys. That's kind of how this works, because these guys will talk, as Greg knows, all the way into the wee nights. So.
I won't be going into the weeds.
No, me neither. I gotta get this.
That's my bedtime.
I gotta get it uploaded and get it going. And so let's see. Well, there was one more. Let's see. I will volunteer to drink 4 branch. Oh, so Kirk put a super chat up that he'll actually go to space to drink the bourbon.
I'm sure he's in a long line of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. So how does everybody find 4 branches?
Everybody can find us online at www.4branches. You have to spell it out. FOUR branches.com. And when you go there, you can see you can go to shop right there. It's one of the buttons right up there, and it'll bring you to our different products, right? Our Founders Blend we still have, which that's becoming an endangered species. If you want some Four Branches memorabilia and some history, you buy the Founders Blend because it's not coming back, right? Then we've got the Founders Reserve. We have our Continental. We have our Liberty Reserve. We have a bottle that I can't reach it because it's across from me, but we have a very big charity give back bottle, our Folds of Honor bottle. We did that's a $50 give back for every bottle purchase that goes to Folds of Honor, which does scholarships for Gold Star children and first responders and their families. So all our products are at www.fourbranches.com. You can hit our info if you have questions for us, and myself or my wife or my partners, we respond to everyone personally. Right? It doesn't go to some marketing company. It comes to what I'm speaking to you on right here, this laptop.
Well, that's awesome. And it's kind of like that's kind of how I am. And I was talking to Roxy that I don't know if I can keep doing this. It's so big. It's just kind of like all day, every day. I'm getting contacted by like so many people. I'm like, we got to figure this out. It's getting bigger. And as Greg knows, the guests that we've been having, and was so honored to have you, Rick, to come on tonight. But we've had so many guests, and it's just starting to get going. And I hope tonight's podcast, everybody in Ohio, go to the website. You can purchase there, and they can ship to Ohio, and that's a key thing. So
look, Ohio, we don't want you to be number 4. We want you to be number 1 online.
There you go. All right, everybody. Thanks, Rick. Thanks, Greg. We'll finish up this part of it. We'll play the final theme song, and I will send the invite to everybody on Facebook to join us, anybody who wants to. All right, www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We have Glencairn's t-shirts. We're working on some new ones. I'll just throw that out there. And then remember, we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, and also iHeart, Spotify, and Apple. And remember, whether you watch us or you listen to us, make sure that you leave us good feedback, become members, leave super chats. Thanks again to Kirk for leaving a couple super chats. And then also remember, good bourbon equals good times with good friends. Make sure you drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And Super Nash,
live your life uncut and unfiltered.
And did I lose it?
Cheers.
Let's see. It was here before. Okay, come on. Where did it go? Is that it? Yep, there it is. AI will take us out. All right.
On the floor, working hard all day till you can't no more. Life rolls on, but the choice is yours. How you play it out when you walk through that door. One bottle, one drink, one pour. That's what the Scotchy Bourbon Boys got in store. Tuesdays, Thursdays, come pull up a seat. We'll taste through the whiskey on the rocks and knees. Bourbon Scotch or a good old rye. Japanese Irish, yeah, we'll tell you why. So wherever you're sipping, near or far, tune in with us from your home or your car. One bottle, one drink, one pour. That's the podcast you've been looking for.
All right. There that is. Oh, we got Kirk in. All right, everybody's coming in. All right, who's next? All right, hey John.
John, say guys.
Sure.
Cheers, guys. Good to see you.
Cheers,
Hey,
guys.
Amazing. This is Flacco still with us?
Yeah, Franco.
Okay, I
Franco,
don't see her. Okay, sorry about that. Great podcast tonight. I'm a history buff, and I've got a dad that was a colonel, retired, and I've got a son over in Second Cav in Vilseck, Germany, Rose Barracks right now. We'll be over there next week to visit him. This podcast, this 4-branch thing, I'm only drinking some of your stuff here, Greg, because my 4 branches, I didn't make it back for UPS today for me to sign that deal kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there's another little nugget that Rick didn't mention that's in there too. They had a challenge coin. You can bet I picked that up for
That's
sure.
right. We do have John.
I did get one of
That's-
those.
That's really cool, and I'll let it go here to other people, but I wanted to say, Greg, good job on this too, by the way. This podcast here demands decorum and reverence, and that just makes my hair stand up, and that's over and above the history of bourbon and how it's been involved in every event in our nation's history. But you guys are keeping that thing moving forward. You're pushing the line. So much respect for you, Greg. Respect for you, Rick. You just moved to the top of my list on some. My bar will never be without 4 branches in it ever again.
Thank you.
We'll put it that way. Yeah. So great job.
Good job, Kurt.
Perfect.
This is a good podcast, guys. I enjoyed being here, and Tiny and Super Nash and everybody. I really appreciate that. You guys have us on and put us out to your audience, because it is. I mean, look, in the big picture of things, we're just still a pebble, a grain of sand when it comes to name recognition, because it takes name recognition to realize, like, that's the bourbon I want in my back bar. That's the bourbon I'm buying for gifts for a retirement, the birth of a child, whatever it may be. We are absolutely every day fighting to get it out there, and so we're trying our hardest. It's not easy.
Well, I'll say you definitely kick-started this, and you got some good backing behind you and the right people behind you. And this nation, I think, and over the next quite a few years here, is just going to get more and more patriotic, and that honestly is what we need. So thank you for helping foster it. And then one last thing in my mind, my son's been Times Magazine and that, and I said one thing too that really resonates for me and will forever, that even after you're out, that our own most valuable citizens are the people that served our nation. And so they definitely need decorum, respect, reverence, those kind of things. So thanks, Rick, for what you did for our country. And like I said, keep the ball moving forward, and great. Keep helping them out, buddy. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Kurt. Appreciate
Yeah.
that. Yeah, Kurt lives in, just so you know, Rick, out in Montana. And
What part of
John's
Montana?
on there too.
Columbus, so by Big
I'm here,
Timber,
Rick.
Yellowstone, right, kick off to the Beartooth Mountains. So
I know the area fairly well. I used to live in Manhattan, Montana.
oh yeah, we played, and they're in our district for football. So yes, yeah, Manhattan is, we travel there quite a bit. I've got a lot of businesses that I do business with over in Belgrade, Manhattan, Bozeman,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. But you
We
probably
miss it.
take care of yourself, but standing off for the good people that are on here, I've got plenty of room at my place, and this is a launching pad for a lot of people. You don't need to pay for anything. We'll pick you up to the airport, and you can take one of my vehicles. That's what insurance is for.
I love it. No, I appreciate it. We've been back to Montana almost every year. We skipped last year. I have a good friend, so I worked in Montana for a year.
Oh, okay.
I worked out of Manhattan, the Bozeman area. I was a chief operations officer for heroesandhorses.org. Heroes and Horses.
I'm familiar.
Yeah,
I'm
so
familiar.
the CEO is a good friend of mine. He used to work for me in the agency.
Oh,
in the
wow.
CIA. He worked for me. I was the boss, and then he called me and said, "Hey, would you come work for me?" I said, "Absolutely."
Now I'm your boss.
Yeah,
That's
it
great.
kind of helped kickstart that program, And now, 8 years later, they've raised $6 million. They have a ranch outside of, in New Virginia, outside of Venice, and they are doing great. He's actually reached out to me for some other projects, which we'll have a discussion tomorrow, because if it can be put together, I'll help him out on that project. It's near and dear, it's passion.
Maybe I'm working a little bit with cops, a nonprofit organization, fallen officers and people, they're partners that have to deal with fallen officers and stuff. Maybe I should bring you guys along for what I'm trying to do with some distillery events in the state of Montana.
Yeah.
Nonprofits is where it's at, gets the word out to more people. It brings more community together. It wraps around bourbon and barbecue and things like that. And
So are you familiar with, do you know Willie from Willie's Distillery?
I was just up in Whitefish not too long ago and met him and some of their other distillers. And when I get my show going, they said, yes, absolutely, Kirk, definitely interview with you and stuff. So
Yeah.
this
good.
first couple of years will just be Montana distillers to launch this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I'm just impressed. I'm impressed. I really am impressed. The four branches thing, the play on the four branches, it's just up from here. It's just up from here. I hope you guys find all the capital that you need. Shoot, I'll buy some shares tomorrow if I have to. Kind of thing.
I might be emailing you. Make sure I get your contact information.
Yeah. So you're CIA. So Kirk.Ivankovich@gmail.com. That's not Russian. That's Croatian.
It's already in the system. I already got your routing number. We're good.
Yeah.
Hey.
My son did study Russian, so yeah, over in Riga, Latvia last year or a couple of years ago for his senior year. But anyway, I love this, and you hit the right podcast too. The Scotchy Bourbon Boys, I ran into them about 3 months ago, and the uncut, unfiltered, but the blue collar thing is very impressive. I watched some other guys, but it's very cut. It's a lot of tape on the cutting room and things like this. This is blue collar. This is really where it's at, and I think it resonates with a lot of people. It really does. It's inclusive, not exclusive. There's the difference.
And you hit about authenticity. It's about being real.
Yeah.
I used to tell people, worked with a lot of special forces this, special forces that, SEAL this, Delta that, this or that. And I'm like, guys, I'm none of that. I'm a straight leg infantry officer. United States Marine Corps infantry officer, jumped out of a few planes, just did the job. And I'm doing it as good as you or you or you. And we were guys that would over exaggerate their backgrounds. I'm like, just be comfortable in your own fucking skin.
Oh,
Be who you
100%.
are, and you'll have no problems. Don't.
Rules to live by. That's
I
rules
wish
to
I
live
would
by.
have known that when I was about 20 years old, but
Yeah, It takes a little
stand
bit
for
of
the
gray
flag,
hair.
kneel for the cross kind of thing,
Yeah.
and civis paca parabellum. So,
Yeah. So it's but it's just being authentic, and that's what I like about Tiny and Super Nash and Greg introducing us to you guys. That's what it's about, and that's what I've seen I've done hundreds of tastings by now. 3 years it's in the hundreds. Man, we just emotionally connect, because I think the last number I looked at was like 17 million veterans, 1.8 million active duty, and then you add first responder. Everybody knows somebody. Your son is serving. Everybody knows somebody, a friend from high school, a cousin, a brother, name it. It's a spider web that is interconnected.
Yep.
And we just happen to touch everybody, right? Just because of our backgrounds, because hey, I had a dad in the Air Force. Well, Mike was in the Air Force. I had a dad who was an Army Green Beret. Well, RJ was that. I had a dad who was, or a sister or whatever, was in the agent CIA or in the Marines. Well, so it's not really about us. And eventually, I should have said this on the podcast time. Eventually, in enough years, it won't be about Rick, Mike, Harold, and RJ. It's going to be about, Sergeant Major. I can't pronounce your last name, Kirk, but your son's.
that's okay. I can't half the time either.
But it's gonna be their brand, right? The dream is some sergeant, some second lieutenant, some captain walks into a bar and says, I can picture the scene in my head. Walks into the bar. It's been a rough one. Hey, give me my brand. What's that? Give me the 4 branches.
They do
More
it.
of a
We do
set.
it in football once in a while. Maybe we should just come up with this thing on a commercial or something like that. Just 4.
Just
You
4.
walk into a board, just 4.
Boom. You walk in, just go boom.
Just boom, yeah.
And the guy
Everybody will
pours it.
know.
Gives you a pour. That's it. That's where we got to get to. When we got there, it's not our names are disassociated, but any service member or first responder walks in and just goes, bartender goes and grabs it.
I
gives
mean-
them a pour, and here you go.
There you go.
Well,
That's the vision.
I have a couple
Yeah.
questions, Rick, real quick.
Yeah.
What was better, being his boss or working for him?
Being his boss.
Okay. All right. And people in when you go to Kentucky, one of the things about this bourbon is that not only does it represent the military, but it also represents, because a branch is a creek in Kentucky. I mean, that's what they are. They're creeks in Kentucky. Those are branches. So there's Limestone Branch. There's, the different distilleries are on branches, and then so you've got 4 branches. So there's even more ways to connect what it is. It's a connection of all the branches together. But the branch is also a stream. I mean, so there's. I was just thinking about that also, how it translates into
That's where the
bourbon.
old term, if you heard the term bourbon and branch, that's an old term, is bourbon and branch water, what it was, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Oh yeah. I mean,
And
we
Walker,
have so many different ways we can go.
Greg. Cheers, brother.
Gentlemen, please excuse me, but I'm gonna have to cut out here. I gotta take care of some service reports and a little bit of office work.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank you,
Super
Super
Good
Nash.
seeing you, Martin.
Thank you guys.
You
I'm
too.
going to do the same. I got
Rick,
to
Rick.
get in bed here.
Yes, we understand, Rick.
John, Kurt, Tiny, Walker, appreciate all you guys.
Love you,
We're
brother.
walking into the restaurants and bars and just doing that until they give you 4 branches.
There you
Well,
go.
I'll spread the word
That's what
around
I'm gonna
here. It's
leave you
not
with right
Montana
there.
yet, but I'll get it around here once it's here. 4.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm gonna leave you guys
They've
with that
ordered it in
right there.
Montana. They've got it. You can go to liquor store in Montana and order it. We're shipping 3 cases already.
That's cool. I actually just ordered through you guys, and that's how I got the challenge coin thing and all that.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that's great.
Your local liquor stores, or we've been sending it there for about a year and a half now. Special order. Like someone goes in and says, "Hey, I want it." So I just saw 3 orders come across the desk the other day for 3 cases.
All right.
I've been spreading the word, that's for sure. And
Love it.
I learned it from Scotchy Bourbon Boys. That's where I learned about the 4 branches.
That,
So
that works perfectly. Well, thank you, gentlemen. Have a good one.
Yep. Thanks,
Thank
Rick.
y'all.
Good night.
Appreciate all
Good
y'all.
night,
Bye,
Martin.
buddy.
All right.
All right, see y'all.
Good night.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
all
out.
right.
Nope. Rick must
Poor
have left
Walker, he
too.
just got home.
Yeah, I was trying to get something in edgewise, but couldn't. All right.
Well,
another chance.
well, you can always now we're talking active military right there, but you can tell it to Greg.
That's fine. He knows. So Greg and I talked about this way back before I left. So we've pretty much said most of that. I guess my only other thing that I'm trying to think of is whether RJ did the tasting at Fort Knox, probably, because I didn't think I met Rick, and I think I would have known if I met Rick or Mike. So
Yeah.
it's probably RJ.
Probably RJ. RJ's the Green Beret in the bunch, yeah. Yeah.
So do they all share equally? Are they all doing
Share
tastings
what?
equally? Are they all promoting
Yeah, they're spread
equally?
out. I mean, RJ does a lot. I mean, he does a lot of movie consulting, and he's all over the world doing that. But he lives part-time in Florida and part-time in Maryland. I think Harold Underdown, the former Navy SEAL, Harold lives in the Virginia area. Rick lives in Tennessee, and then Mike Trott, the Air Force entity, lives in Arizona. So they're spread out.
Okay.
Yeah, he lives 3 hours north of me in Phoenix.
And again, it's been so hard. I mean, they've they've had some potential investors, and it's just the situation of the current market. A lot of people are gun shy right now. They're just not willing to invest the money that it takes to expand. And demand's there. I mean, we've got people demanding, and a lot of people just don't like going online ordering stuff like that. But I mean, that's the biggest part of their sales is online. So I don't know. It's hopefully we get there sometime. It's got a great opportunity, I think.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I'm
they're
gonna look at it again and see if I can get what I need.
they're doing the right thing. You know, they're doing it. Yeah, that's interesting. I think this is even a more special bottle because there's no number and it's a taster bottle.
It is. Yeah, I made sure I had enough in the barrels to cover the 1,776 bottles, and then a few additional cases for sampling. It didn't get numbered, so yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
can't wait to find out
tasting,
what my
believe me.
number is.
Once you taste it, you're gonna buy it. I'm telling you, it's so good. It's so freaking good.
well, I will tell you that it doesn't have a number, but this is the bottle I want you to first sign for Four Branches.
Well, I'll see you in Kentucky in September. Hopefully.
Well,
we'll see.
yeah, for sure. You will see us in
If not
September. Well, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I guess
Maybe.
we're
Sign
going to
that
dinner.
one?
I guess we're Susan and I are going to dinner tomorrow night.
Oh, wait, you're gonna go
You go, yes.
tell Al hi.
White Castle.
So,
How is Al doing? I mean, is everything good there?
last I saw him, he seems to be doing okay.
Okay. So all of that, everything that he went through personally has settled down.
Yes, I don't know. I mean, Ivory's, she's back here. Matter of fact, she's helping out over in Greenville. There's a horse riding stable, and so she's been kind of helping over there, kind of leading horse rides and that. But as far as I know, everything's fine. She spent time when she wanted to live in Hawaii for a couple months, and she did.
Then she got island fever and want to get the hell out of there.
She loves it. I mean, there's no doubt she loves it. But,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
You have a saying for that in my family, Greg. You might have a similar saying. It's a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live there.
Yeah, that's true. That's true about Hawaii. I couldn't afford to live there.
Oh God, that's expensive there.
Yeah, it is.
It's traffic ridden because they got nowhere to go.
I used to say that about New York, and now it's not a nice place to visit anymore.
No,
You are correct, my friend.
Stay the fuck out of there.
They're not getting any of my money.
There's so many, I've been there, done
They'll
that.
try, Kirk, but hey.
Yeah.
If they keep going the way they're going, they're going to lose Wall Street to Texas and Chicago. And
Damn
Chicago's
right.
not too far behind New York.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to Chicago either. It's
No.
going to go to
It might
Texas
not. It might go to
because
Texas.
Chicago's losing too. I mean, it's just not.
We are losing population like there's no tomorrow.
Plus,
Go figure.
what's up with the Bears right now? Did they make a play to keep them, or I mean, will they actually move
It's
them?
all political leverage, dude. We'll find out. It doesn't matter at this point. They still got to be in Soldier Field, and
They got to be in Soldier.
right
They got to
now,
be in. They got to be in Soldier Field till 32. I mean, we're still talking 6 more years.
yeah.
Right.
So they're not. I don't think they're in a huge hurry. But Hammond is literally right over the border.
Well,
I mean, it's right there.
I don't care. I don't care what you say. It's a hot
tax base.
It is. And if they let them go to Indiana, that's a crime for one. And two,
Well,
if you build over the border, they can do a lot more stuff. But at the same time, it's like, someone's trying to say it's like all the other teams. The only team for God's sakes, the Baltimore Colts became the Indianapolis Colts. That's all I got to say.
Right.
They're not.
here's the thing. All these other teams, they decided not to settle in the main city, right? But they'll use the city name or the state name.
Mhm.
The biggest difference here is the damn taxation. That's
Right.
the problem. And all you have to do is jump over the border.
Right.
And you're still within Chicago.
They're gonna be
television and everything
they're
else.
gonna be the
But
Bears.
Your taxes Jeff,
All
I went over the border. Okay, and I know we're live. Who cares? To get some 4th of July poppers. Boom, boom, boom. Right.
Yeah.
So I go over there. Gas is $1.10 cheaper per
Yeah.
gallon.
It is.
Yep.
It's
50 miles
it's
away or
nothing more. It's nothing more than a political taxation bullshit.
Oh,
thing.
it's
And anybody who's on-
100%. It's not political.
Anybody who's on
It's-
live right now on Facebook and YouTube, and you're in Illinois, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about.
No,
It's
we do.
bullshit.
It is. They're going to leave.
It's a choice.
They would leave because they can make more money. And then the players, and then that hurts. I mean, I don't care what you say. When you have Chicago Soldier Field and you have every single athlete paying taxes to the state of Illinois and to the Chicago and whatever, and you have the ownership doing it, and all of a sudden they move to Indianapolis, who are they going to be paying taxes to? Indiana. It's going to be cheaper. It's going to be better for them. But that's who, and all that revenue from in Chicago is gone. It's just gone.
Yep.
Even the freaking revenue from sales of jerseys. You can call it.
Yep.
It's all gone, and that hurts a city. A main city
But
needs
they
a
don't-
football
but,
team.
Jeff, and people know this. They don't care. They don't see it that way. It is merely.
That's just a
it's merely
crime.
a ploy. It is sad.
I mean,
It's
and
really
I won't
sad,
be
but
able to
It's the
hate.
state of where we're at in the country.
I won't be able to hate the Indiana Bears as much as I hate the Chicago Bears, and that's a crime too. I mean, you guys
Well-
all hate the Packers, and I hate the Bears, and that's just the way it is. But when they moved to Indiana, it's gonna I don't hate Indiana teams.
Yeah, whatever. I mean,
Go Hoosiers.
yeah, I mean, whatever. It's
outlook.
garbage.
It
It's a
is.
business thing.
I'm for you.
It's
They
trash.
better figure it out. They gotta keep them. You can't.
I don't know if they will.
Well then,
And I don't.
will Chicago
I
people
don't think
hate
it's fair.
Packers as much anymore? I mean, will they not hate us because they don't got a team?
We're stupid enough to do that, Jeff. So come on, some people are. So you know my answer to that, brother.
You're not. You are not stupid.
I gotta run, guys.
All right.
It's past my bedtime.
Okay,
I got
thanks,
some things I
Greg.
gotta get up early.
All right,
Thank you
so
so
Greg,
much.
Doing it
Thanks,
tonight.
Greg.
Appreciate you
Nice
guys.
job, man.
Yeah, it's 10.
God bless
Love you,
All right,
brother.
guys. See ya.
So much. Thank
All
you.
right, man. Take care.
All right. Good night.
Hey, Jeff, kill Facebook and YouTube, man.
Steve's not gonna.
we'll cut you
Steve's
down.
not gonna like you. He does not want it. He always hates when Randy tells me to kill it. Now you want me to? I'll kill it. We were.
Steve, jump on freaking Zoom, bro. Come on.
Come on, brother. We can use you on here.
Yeah, man. It's a little more fun. Sorry, YouTube and Facebook. We get a little emotional sometimes, and we wear our hearts on our sleeves, and we sometimes.
I'm just
I don't
reminded
know.
of all the,
What did you
I'm
say
just
so
reminded of all
bad?
the,
That wasn't bad. You just don't want him to move either.
I
I
just
just-
reminded all the comics that back in the day when actually Saturday Night Live was really fun, rolling over in their graves right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now the Bears won't be dumb Bears. It'll be like
Yeah.
I'll end with that.
I mean,
End with that.
It'll be a
Thanks,
different
Kurt.
accent Anyway.
The
It'll
Bears.
still be the same. It'll still be the same. And people will get over it. It's kind of like, you lose a dog and it comes back 5 years later, or, it's kind of like, unfortunately, death, and you